Welcome to my craft room cleanup. Yes, this was the state of my craft room after the holidays. And I know that everyone's craft room looks like this at some point, so if you say that it doesn't, you're lying to yourself. Let's be honest. I've been in this craft room for about, I want to say 8 months. We moved to last June, and I really have only been starting to get settled in. I've been using these folding tables as sewing tables and cutting tables. I was having to take them down and put them back up for holiday events and whatnot. So this whole needing to clean out the craft room and reorganize inspired me to do a complete makeover, which you'll see later. I honestly felt like most of the time I was just moving stuff around back and forth. I had an idea of where I wanted everything, but to get it there and to get everything in its proper place, I really had to just shuffle stuff around, put stuff in piles, and like things together with other like things to at least get it to a point where I could organize more, because that was a main goal, is to get it easily accessible and organized. And I actually, Marie Kondo's super big, and yes, I started this after the Marie Kondo show came out on Netflix, but really I read her books in 2017, and I did a complete craft room, sewing room cleanup, and I got rid of, I kid you not, an entire station wagon full of crafting supplies and sewing supplies. And I know it was a whole station wagon full because I let this high school student pick it up, and it took up her mom's entire station wagon with the seats folded down. So it was a lot, and so I wasn't really throwing out a lot or donating a lot this time. It was more just organizing and getting things in an accessible spot to where when I'm working, I can now find everything that I need and access it better and make it easier to clean up, because that is one of the biggest reasons and the biggest joys from decluttering and organizing is not having to look for stuff. I mean, my life is so unorganized and my things are so unorganized typically that when I do get organized, I find everything so much faster. Like usually I spend so much time looking for stuff, and actually being able to sit down and organize things, it does help me save time later on when I need to find something. But I did this over a period of like 3 or 4 days. This did not take me 15 minutes, obviously, but it did take a while, and I usually had to do it at night so that my 2-year-old wasn't in the way. I can't help but be mesmerized by watching these folding clips. It's kind of fun to watch. But just so y'all know, I have this, my crafting room is actually supposed to be a study, and it's connected to the downstairs master suite bedroom that has a really large walk-in closet. And my husband and I we have another master suite upstairs that we use. So this one down here, downstairs, and what I keep walking into, is a closet that I'm now storing all of the fabric in, and our costumes are actually being stored in there. So I did have most of my fabric up in the top of those other top shelves in the closet in this room, but then I decided I had a lot of shelves that I wasn't using in the master closet right there connected to the bathrooms. So I decided this would be a good time to move all of that, and it's actually much more accessible. I'm going to take a picture later and put it on the blog to show y'all what the fabric storage area looks like. Look at all that fabric being quickly folded and I put these in piles of like colors together, and cottons. Most of it is cottons. That's usually what I sew with, cottons or silk. And a lot of those were fabrics that I picked up over the last few years for Zelda, my 2-year-old. And really they were being stored in that tub, and I wasn't using them, and I really haven't made her a lot in the last year. So hopefully this will inspire me to easily grab some fabric for her and start making a few more outfits here and there for her. Okay, so I totally started recording this video and I was explaining like how I was organizing stuff and realized that it wasn't recording my sound, so this is a little after commentary. This is some of the just supplies that I have that I'm trying to sort together, and most of these little bins I got at the Dollar Store, and just trying to put a lot of stuff that is like items together that are easily accessible. I have a section that is that I'm going to be storing these in, that's just like office supplies. And how many different ways can you organize your Sharpies? I don't know, a million different ways. I wanted to start moving everything into more of wicker basket type stuff, so I've been purchasing here and there at thrift stores some baskets when I find them that I think that would look cute on the shelves. So I'm trying to get stuff into the baskets just to make it look a little bit cuter while it's there. This is all my stamping supplies. I really don't stamp that much, but when I see stamping supplies that I like, I get them because I'm a crafter. So I also have, sometimes I just end up with random stuff that really doesn't belong in the craft room, but it's either office supply type stuff or it's things that could be hanging items. Sometimes that does get stored in our craft room because it's just a good place. Trying to put items together where if anybody's looking for a certain thing, like all the scissors in the house are in the craft room. Any scissors you need are not going to be anywhere else except for in the craft room, because that's where they need to always end up. Because I find that if they get put in other places, then I never find them. I don't know why bias tape is so hard for me to store and organize. It's always in packages, which is great and fine until I'm ready to use them, but they always end up just junked up in this little bin that I have. I've had this for years, and I don't know why I've always kept bias tape in this little bin, but that might change. I actually ended up moving this into, I moved all of my like trims and twill tapes and all that good stuff into a drawer system that's in the closet. So we'll see how those end up, but pretty proud of myself for getting this a little bit more organized. I mean, I've done it a million times before, and it always ends up looking like it did when you just saw it a minute ago. So yeah. let's see how many different ways I can organize this sewing closet. It was a lot. I went back and forth with moving stuff, taking stuff out, putting stuff back. But I decided to really hunker down on a big problem area I've had for a while, which is the storage of my thread. Ooh, exciting, right? Storing thread. How would one do that? So I found this little nightstand, I guess it is, at a thrift store. Paid about $15 for it. Can't remember, probably about $15. And thought it was real kitschy cute for the room, so decided I was gonna start storing my thread in this bin. Now I have one of those, I've had over the years lots of the little peg things that you store thread on. You can kind of see it in the corner there, but I always end up with more thread than I have those things, and then I get rid of them, and then I'm like, oh wait, I want more of those because I can use it and it's easy to see my thread, but I never end up using them. The thread always like starts getting tangled up with each other or whatnot. So I decided to try to maybe organize it like this by color. I don't know if it's gonna work. We'll see. Right now it seems to be doing fine, but I haven't been doing a whole lot of sewing since I did this organization. Oh gosh, here comes the organization of my embroidery floss because I do so much embroidery. Not really. No, I really want to. I can't believe I have all this. I have so many projects that I've started that I haven't finished. I really want to get into embroidery, hoping that maybe this is the year. I think I'm going to try to do a ridicule or some other type of small project. I actually have, I used to cross stitch a lot, and I have some cross stitch projects that are still in the works, but hopefully I can get that a little bit better organized and have room for stuff and start new projects. We'll see. Honestly, I have no idea how I'm organizing this next drawer. This is kind of like pins and bobbins. Anything that has to do with needles. Anything that can poke you. Yeah, that goes in that second drawer. We'll see. That's just one of those. I'm just playing around with how it works. When I start sewing more and I need to reach into that drawer to grab needles and thread and everything, I think I'll have a better understanding of where I really want stuff and how those little compartments will get stored. This is my button collection. So I have a lot of different buttons, mainly for menswear, for my husband's Regency clothing, his shirts, his jackets, his waistcoats, his breeches. So I got these little compartments at Michael's, and I think I paid like $9 a piece for them while they were on sale, or I had coupons. I think they were on sale. I had this one, and I ran out of room, so I went back and I got quite a few more. I'm still going to go back through and separate these buttons even further, like drill them down into, I had to put some together and when I was first doing this, but I can separate them again because I got a few more on sale recently. So they are really kind of handy to have, and you can take out the whole little compartment if you need to have better access to whatever's in there. But I find them so far to be really helpful. They stack on top of each other and you can mount them onto the wall. So pretty cool. This is my growing jewelry and jewelry findings collection. I make stuff every once in a while. I have a lot of projects, obviously, that I want to do. I don't know, if I'll ever get to them. I am actually going to post some stuff for sale. I need to get rid of some. This is one area that I will go through and sell or give away or gift, because I know I'm just not going to use them. I had other projects for them and I bought a little extra. So kind of done with that, but I really needed to organize this so that I could start using it more. And I'm always buying needle nose pliers and things because I can never find them. I'm so bad about putting them back where they go, or not being able to find that little bitty, that smaller Tupperware thing. So hopefully I'll be able to access them more and start making more jewelry stuff. Y'all, the end is near. Thanks for sticking with me this long. I kind of wrapped up this last little bit because it was just junk being put away in little random spots or trash being thrown away. I don't know why I like watching these YouTube craft room cleanups so much, but I think it makes me not feel as bad for being such a messy hoarder with my craft supplies, and I hope it makes all you other crafters out there not feel so bad about the state of your craft room. It happens to the best of us. But I'm super excited because I did a whole lot more to this room and added some really cool stuff, and I'm going to show you that real soon on the blog.